Greetings once again, fellow girls, guys and gamers. This is Small Archangel and welcome to another series of 7 Days to Die. This time Alpha 16 has finally fully released. We've been messing around with the experimental beta. We've experienced some bugs due to updates and all sorts of other things, but this is a full release, so we're going to hope that we're going to leave most of those bugs behind, though some people are still reporting bugs, but experiences vary from system to system and player to player. So we keep our fingers crossed and we touch wood and we dive in and see what the game has in store for us. The game is a lot more challenging now. We've hit Alpha 16, if the beta is anything to go by. And so when we set up our new game, we are going to make sure we have some relatively simple and friendly options in here. So we've got our block durability set to 25%, loot abundance to 200%, loot respawn time 5 days, and of course we're on Nomad by default, and I will turn unmarked airdrops on. Backpack only drop on death, 8 enemies from Blood Moon count to begin with, and we will see how we do with that, and if it's too easy we just ramp it up as we go. This is the settings I normally start on. Occasionally I start on warrior settings, but it feels like a whole new ball game with Alpha 16, so we're not going to do that. Before we leap in though, just a couple of words on this new series. Unfortunately, the update did fall when I was away, so it's kind of caught me on the hop a little bit, which means it's going to be next week. I will upload this and release this video as soon as I possibly can, but it's going to be next week by the time we can start our Alpha 16 Let's Play in earnest. So apologies for that, but when you're away, you're away. There's nothing you can do. Stealthy releases by TFP are no new thing. They don't necessarily tell us exactly when it's going to happen. It happens, and the other thing is that our weekly schedule, it's going to change a little bit to reflect the release of Alpha 16, of course, and our new Let's Play series is going to occupy 3 slots in the week. So the Monday slot, as usual, the Thursday slot, and also the Sunday slot, which has been up to now the morning slot, no, I beg your pardon, the 12 GMT, 12 o'clock GMT slot, which till now has been occupied by Insane in Nava's game, which obviously the save for that is no longer compatible with Alpha 16, so we have to abandon that now. That series is now done. So 3 days a week we're going to be doing our Alpha 16 in hopes we make some good progress until further changes may occur to the schedule, but for the moment, that is how it's going to look, guys. So I do hope you'll join me for all of those episodes, and all of them airing at 12 GMT midday, of course. So without further ado, we've got this all set up. All it takes is to hit the start button and get our world building itself. This is going to take a little while, so I will see you guys when our world has generated itself, and we keep our fingers crossed. Wish me luck for a friendly spawn and lots of towns. Okay guys, here we go. So we've got our first basic survival quest here, as per usual. The wasteland can be an unforgiving place, blah blah blah. Select. Yep, we'll take that on, and that is our first task, of course. I'm going to put my land claim block in there because that has now got more of a use for us, apparently. We're going to arrange our goodies in the order that we normally do. And before we get going, just a few things about the changes to Alpha 16. Anybody who didn't see any of my Alpha 16 experimental beta stuff or any of that, just a bit of a heads up about the changes to the game that have happened since Alpha 16. We've got a bit of a change to the skill system now, which means that a lot of our skills no longer auto-level and are gated behind perk points. Among them, weaponsmithing and toolsmithing, which means that we have 10 levels in those, and until we level those by spending perk points, you can see the first tier costs 3 points, until we level those by spending perk points, skill points, we are basically our weapon crafting does not get better no matter how much we do it. So I think that was done intentionally to prevent people from just spam crafting. Never indulge in spam crafting that much myself. I thought they might get rid of it as an exploit at some point, and they have. So there you go. Whatever you might think of that, that is how it goes. It is going to change the way I play with the leveling system a little bit, insofar as I am going to be extremely reluctant to spend anything that any points in skills that can be auto leveled. So archery, athletics, you can see by the little mortarboard guy, those can still be leveled by doing them. Same with blade weapons. So in other words, we are going to be spending our perk points where it really counts. And sorry for people who constantly asking me, why don't you use guns? Because I don't like them. Well, this system is going to make me even more specialized, which means I am even less likely to spend any of my limited leveling points on things I don't think I'm going to be needing or using, like, you know, gun leveling. I'm going to be using not blunt. I'm going to be going in for knife guy, which will lead to better harvests, hopefully, of meat, but also being able to use a machete at the end of the day, and archery as well, of course. So probably that's how we're going to go. And then obviously weaponsmithing, toolsmithing, that's the first thing that you need to invest in. We've also got, start punching grass, shall we? Let's get right on with the gathering and grinding. A lot of people complaining about the grind. We get very little wood to begin with now, because that is dependent on our skill as well as the quality of our tools. So, to begin with, it's a real grind fest. Food is more difficult to find. Animal spawns have been nerfed. I don't personally agree with that one, but there you go. Maybe that will be changed eventually, who knows. One thing's for sure, this ain't the end of the story, guys. The game's got a long way to go, so whatever we might think, it's going to look different upon full release. We just have to follow it and see where the road goes. Mostly, so far, and I'm keeping my fingers a bit crossed here because I haven't played the full release of Alpha 16 yet. This is my first look at it. Just got home and gone, oh, they've updated. So far, in the experimental beta, I have liked the changes. We'll punch a few bushes because they're still good for a few bits of wood too, you see. Not great, but it's better than punching a tree. There's a deer. If you're in woods and forest, you will still see deer around, but you will not see nearly so many of them as there were before, so meat is harder to get. Also, with the harvesting having changed, harvesting mechanic having changed, that does also mean that you're likely to get less bang for your buck, less meat for your stab with your shiv and whatever else you're using. So, yeah, so that all makes getting food harder, plus zombies aren't carrying loads and loads of food in their pockets, which is probably fair enough, to be honest. I always did wonder why they were carrying cans of sham around with them. It did seem a little bit strange. So let's just punch this rock here, and we'll just go through our usual grind fest, knowing it's going to be even more grindy than normal. Okay, we've also got altars to spawns. A lot of people complaining about spawns. Ooh, there's another deer. And by the way, hello, what a nice place to spawn in. Result. Okay, we're out of stamina, of course. Do we have enough to make ourselves an axe? We do, but our first crafting task is to make ourselves a bedroll, which we will do. We'll make the bedroll, we'll place the bedroll, then immediately pick it back up again. There is no point by having a spawn point here. There really isn't. In the middle of nowhere, it's not going to help me out very much at all. I'd rather it was somewhere undercover. And at this stage, I don't really want to waste the resources. I'm going to gather a bit of cotton as well, because with that way, I'm going to be able to make myself some more bandages. And we've got a path here, which should lead us to a road, which is good as well. Looks like we've got a plains biome over there. So, as I was saying, a lot of people complaining about zombie spawns. They do seem to be bugging out for some people. Not experienced it myself, doesn't mean it's not a problem. Probably depends on all sorts of variables, which are, you know, maybe system-based or not. I have no clue. Also, probably based on whether you're playing MP or SP, you tend to have less problems if you're playing single player. Seems to be less birds' nests. I ain't found one yet. This is not great for somebody who relies on archery, so let's hope they haven't been given a great big hefty nerf as well. That would affect my gameplay like crazy. It's not as if archery or anything else is particularly easy in early game. I never have enough arrows as it is, because yeah, you just need to punch so many of them into the surrounding zombies that it's ridiculous. So everything else is harder. Let's just hope that that isn't the case. There's one. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So we've got sleeper zombies now. Again, for anybody who hasn't played it, isn't familiar with it, doesn't know very much about the chat, that's one of the major changes. We've got sleeper zombies who basically, they're stealth spawns. They're too much of a stealth spawn for some folks. They stealth spawn right in front of their faces, right behind them, and even through their player model, which obviously is not working as intended. You've got to assume that. So yeah, that's not exactly ideal. My personal experience has been that they have been working as intended, which is to say that they spawn inside of buildings. Right, let's place this so that we can get that sorted. And you don't necessarily see them, so you have to kind of stealth in there and take them out before you can actually do anything within the house, because, or building of whatever kind, because let's see, we can make a stone axe now. Jolly good. That's going to make my life a lot easier for gathering, although it's only going to have a quality level of 25, because that's what we get until we put one level in. Then it will be level 50, etc. That's how it goes. So that's how our new leveling system works. Ooh, another bird's nest. Excellent. So they haven't been nerfed. Fingers crossed. Do we have enough to make bandages with now? 8. We have enough to make some bandages with. There we go. I'm going to be able to make 2 bandages there, so I still need some more cotton. Again, this is a really good biome to start out in. Couldn't have chosen better myself. Let's just have 2 more of those. There we are, and we'll make some more cotton. Oh, 3. That's a bit rubbish. Let's do that. 3. Still 3. Okay. 4. Thank you, that's better. And then we can make ourselves a stack of bandages. Let's get some stone here, and then we'll have a couple of trees as well, so we've got plenty of wood, because we're going to need that to set ourselves up with tools and what have you. Although in Alpha 16 it's very much not worthwhile gathering too much wood and relying on wood for sort of wood frames and defense and stuff like that. It really isn't worthwhile doing that. It's far too expensive, certainly in early game, and the zombies chew through it as if it was paper, so there's really no point. I'm just going to have a bit of a look around. I'm not quite sure when my grace period ends and Zeds start appearing, because we've got no control now over zombie spawns. That is to say, the number of zombies that spawn. So that's another mechanic that has been changed. And not everyone's liking that. I don't know. Jury's out a little bit on that one. You can change the number of zombies that spawn during the Blood Moon Horde, but I think general zombie spawns in the world are dictated by your level and how well you're doing in the game, how many times you've died and stuff like that. So far, again, fingers crossed, touch wood, so far I haven't had too many problems with feeling like there was too many of them or too few of them, and certainly there are loads and loads of wandering hordes, so anybody who is worried about not meeting enough zombies, haha, stand in one place for a while. You will, absolutely. If you don't want the wandering hordes, don't stay in one place for too long. Of course, that makes it a bit difficult when you have a base, because they do turn up in your base. Oh wow, I can't move. My stamina is completely trashed, and so's my axe. So let's make another one. Alright, spam crafting is no longer a thing, so let's just scrap that. Also, not necessarily particularly easy to find a working workstation at this point either. How are we doing with 50% for stamina? So let's just start attacking this tree, and then we've got some wood at least. And we need to make some crafts of plant fiber stuff as well. So let's craft all of that. There we go. Marvellous. And then we've still got 117 plant fibers. We can easily punch some grass as we go by. It will drain our stamina. What the heck? And I want the maple seeds here so that I can place those, and we'll wear all that lot when we can actually let's just replant one of those straight away there, and I'll keep the other one. There we are, so I can replant this one as well. and I can replant all my seeds as I go. And then, because if at all possible, I would quite like to be able to stay here in the maple biome, because I like the maple biome. It's not too unfriendly for temperature. It's got loads of wood, which we need. As I say, we are going to rely more, I think, on flagstone, even in early game, to be able to fortify and to build our base with, etc. But yeah, because wood, I think zombies have an aggro bonus or a damage bonus against wood, so it really isn't a good idea to build with it. Plus, as you can see, I'm not getting that much wood. I'm cutting down these enormous, fully mature maple trees, and by the time I've cut down one, I'm lucky if I get 100 wood for it. So it's pretty pants. It's not a great return for my investment in time and stamina and trashing my axe as well. So there we go. I'll just plant another one there, and I've got one left. We have got 361 wood. See, that's quite cruddy. That's quite a drop from what we expected in Alpha 15, and that does take some getting used to. So we're going to take one more tree for the moment, because that tiny weeny bit of lag there probably means zombies are coming. They're probably spawning in around us as we speak. Hopefully not in our rear end, but as I say, I've not had too much of a problem with that. So for now, we'll call that good. Ooh, more arrows. Always good. Okay, still needs to be 3 blocks between trees. This is fine. Did I place that? No, I didn't. Place the tree. Oh. Okay, not working. There we go. There we go. Okay, I'll pick these stones up, and then I'm not going to need to trash any more rocks. We've got 31 lots of coal, actually, so trashing these rocks is probably a good idea because it gets us some coal as well. So I think I've covered pretty much all of the major changes. Oh, except for zombie types and general enemy types. So I've said that there's sleepers inside of buildings, and that's sort of houses and any other kind of prefab as well, including one where you decide to set up for the night or set up base full stop, so you do have to beware of that. And also the number of zombies that spawns inside them are probably again dictated by how well you're doing in the game, but you can go into a small shack and think, nah, I'm not going to find many zombies in here, and it will be absolutely rammed to the rafters, and I mean literally to the rafters with the blooming things, so you do have to be a little bit careful of that. But again, once we get used to that mechanic, I'm sure, you know, there are ways of dealing with it. Might make us change tactics a little bit. I don't mind that. I like the freshness of starting again with a clean slate and having to rethink things a little bit, having to do things a little bit more differently. And yeah, it does feel like more of a challenge. So we're getting some eggs here, but without a cooking pot, I am not going to be able to cook those. Craft a wooden club. That is our next task, and it will be pants. It will be level 25 as well, but there we go. We will place that there. We will now get told to make a bow. As I said before, our skill in weaponsmithing, etc., does not go up if we craft anything or when we craft anything. So there is no point in my making the arrows first, which I used to do. It will make no odds at all. So we will make ourselves a bow. And then we will make as many arrows as we can. 184. Not too shabby. There we go. Our bow, however, is pretty shabby. It is level 25. It's pants. Let's load the thingy up, and then when we inevitably find another zombie, we can, you know, or rather our first zombie, we can trash it, or we can do our best to anyway. We're only on no man's setting. It ain't too hard. So the new zombie types then, or rather I should say new creature types. There's one case in point. No more do we have the friendly squealing pink piggies wandering around like they just got lost off the farm. We now have wild boar. Wild boar have tusks, and while he won't aggro me, he will very much have a go at me if... Oh, look. Distant terrain, folks. I think that might be a town. Lovely. That is what we want, to be near a town. Piggy here, yeah, you can see the toothies. He will not be afraid of... look at all these nests. Hello, we've got lots. Yeah, oink. He will gore me if I try and shoot him, so he's not, you know, a sure thing anymore. And this early in the game, I'm not sure I really want to be tangling with him. Much as I want some meat, I am better off chasing when I'm completely unarmored like this with just plant fibre, basically wearing grass. I am probably better off, unless I've got something I can stand on securely, like that rock, possibly, to get away from him. I might be better off leaving him alone. They're not too robust. I think they have the same damage, the same health points as... I don't know where he's gone now. They are not as easy to see. There he is. They are not as easy to see because they're grey. That's the other thing. Like, stealth. Ay, 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 here he goes. Yes, there we go, folks. So, obviously, at this point, I do not have a shiv. The item is wrecked. Yes, it is. So, we need another one. Let's just scrap that. Let's just cease that. Make another one of these. And then we're going to need more arrows. So, we will craft more arrows. Give me this. We hope we get some meat. We've got a little bit of meat there. But we also need one of his bones to turn into a shiv. We haven't met any zombies yet. Normally, I kill a zombie and then get its bone. You can see the fur system here on this pig as well, on this boar, and I think it looks pretty cool. We've also got there we get bone. Nicey. Recipes. Shiv. Give me a shiv. Oh, and again, 7 minutes there. That's going to take a while to do, isn't it? So there we are. And then arrows. I think we're safe to craft a ton of arrows. Oh, 250. Wowza. That's a lot of arrows. But we're probably going to need it. Let's not make that many, actually. Let's just, for the moment, tell it to craft 100. There we are. And then we're not going to be using up all of that. Let's see. Bandages. They're good. Right. We've got ourselves more or less set up now, which is fantastic. We need to gather wood frames now. And that's the only thing left in our first test, really, is to first quest rather is to make some wood frames, which we can do easily enough once we've done that. But that's our base building thing, really. So when we find somewhere where we can call our first temporary base, at least, we can make ourselves, we can kind of block ourselves in with our wood frames to finish that part of the quest. We'll need to put down a campfire as well, but we want to do that anyway. As I say, being able to cook anything much, particularly goldenrod tea to fight against dysentery, chrysanthemum tea, red tea, being able to cook eggs is going to require a grill. Being able to cook boiled eggs is going to require a cooking pot as well. So we're going to need to find all of those things. Now, where did I actually see that town? Was it over that way? Or was it, oh my wordy, which way was it now? I should have taken a note of which direction it was in, but I saw it on the horizon. I think it was over here. Is it over this way? I'm not sure now. Blast. We'll see it if we keep looking round. I'm fairly... Ooh, there's a Z over there. It's Steve. So, we should probably go and kill our first zombie. Let's see if we can stealth him, because stealth is now a real thing. Again, for anybody who didn't try it. Hey, sock. Gotcha, Steve. And he hasn't seen me because I'm hiding in the grass. Oh, he will now. Yeah, there we go. So there's no point hiding anymore. We may as well try and get a face shot. There you go. And take it down with the least arrows possible. Rotting flesh. Nice. Not really. But I might just shiv him. Partly because that is going to get rid of the carcass, which means less heat. It's going to up my knife skill, which we want. But it might also give us some more bones. It might also give us animal fat. Animal fat, not sure. Bone, good. Rotting flesh, don't want at this point. But knife skill, very definitely good. And less corpses around the map means less heat map also. So now we need to find where that town was, because, or even if it was a small hub, or something, if it was just a small sort of socket hub or something like that, that would be good. Right, stealth. This is zombie as well. Oh, you moved. So wine. And then yeah, we can head towards that. Now, I don't want to stay in the town to begin with. As I say, very dangerous. And one of the things with sleepers is if you miss one of them and don't actually kill it, you will unfortunately bring on the horde. So they'll call it a horde. Not quite like a screamer does, but somehow a horde turns up. They just kind of know. One of their mates has told them via zombie radio or something. I don't know. So that is one of the mechanics that we have to be careful of as well. So we don't want to be in the town on the first day. Definitely not. But finding a little prefab, a little shack to stay in would be a good thing. Now this rubbish pile is possibly going to yield nothing whatsoever. And we're hunted as well. These guys are quite difficult. They're wiggling all over the place. Oh, and we have to watch out for vultures and wolves as well. I don't recall exactly... Pine seeds. Okay. Ta-da! Nice. I don't recall exactly which biomes spawn each of them, but then their numbers have been nerfed. When I first started Alpha 16 Beta, there were wolves everywhere. I practically got my face eaten off within the first 30 seconds, which wasn't great. Yeah, they're quite nasty. They're quite nasty. They're fast. Perhaps even faster than dogs. They're tougher than dogs. You don't want to mess, basically. You do not want to meet one in the first bit of gameplay. And yeah, we're going to have to be a little watchful for those, because once you get one, you're going to have to try and outrun it realistically. And that's not so easy to do. Ah, there we go. That is a town. That is not the one I saw earlier. So in point of fact, we may have more than one around, which is great. Now that looks kind of all quite flat over there, doesn't it? But we can see what kind of town we've got there. It looks like we've got some sort of refinery or factory. We've got quite a lot of big buildings, but it's not a big town. It's a smallish one. So I'm going to run up to the top of this hill and utilize the new far distant terrain feature to be able to see what we've got around us. Jump, 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 because that actually takes less stamina still than running up the hill. Okay, so that looks possibly to me like a wasteland biome, but sometimes from a distance they look, plains and wasteland look similar, but that is plains over there where my crosshair is, and that is wasteland, I think. So we're going to stay away from the wasteland. Given our map, where are we in terms of... We're quite away from the hub, so we don't need to worry about accidentally wandering into the hub, I don't think. There, that over there is what I saw to start with, and that is to our northeast. So we're going to head over that way. There's clearly a town of some sort there, so we're going to check that out. There's still some wonky land generation by the look of it. I've one-shot her. That is nice, but I did get a proper sort of full in the face shot there. So we'll go in this direction and we'll see if this works. I think this town is a little bit nearer and it might be preferable. It's in plains as well, I think, but it's kind of hard to tell from that distance. But what we ideally want for our first night, and it's 4 o'clock now, is we want a small-ish place that we can turn into a base for temporary purposes until we get ourselves better established within looting distance, within easy looting distance of that town, so that we're not taking too many risks, because my stamina is rubbish and we do not want to be night running. Thank you very much. Not within the first 7 days. Definitely not. I've got some base ideas, but as ever, it's going to take a bit of building. So, quite a bit of building. So, we're not going to be able to do that straight off the bat, obviously. Oh, lovely. Let's have that on my head. We may as well scrap that. We'll have the flashlight. Nice. The shirt. Let's just compare that. Yeah, we're better off with what we've got, so we'll just scrap that because it's useful to have the cloth. Okay, and I'm keeping my land claim block because I haven't tested this myself. I hear that land claim blocks are now, you need to place them. Oh, hello, Nancy. You need to place them in order to be able to That was rubbish shot. Couldn't see a head in a tree. You need to be able to place them in order to be able to pick up your own workstations. Yeah, whatever. From your own base, even. So it's going to be a very good... Oh, there's a deer over there as well. I wonder if we can have him. Oh, look, this is one of the new zombies. A businessman. He is not particularly hard. He is not particularly dangerous. You can have him with ease, as sometimes he has money on him. Now, I'm going to see if I can stealth this deer. I have not got a pretty good shot here because there are rocks in the way. But if I can start out the game with some meat, that would be amazing. We got him. There's no point in stealthing now because he knows we're there. That is unlike the zombies because they're not working ever so well at the moment. They tend not to know that you're there even when you... Oh, he just ran... He fell over. That is amazing. He ran over. Sorry, fell over. There he is. Oh, you can see the physics has done some weird things. Apparently, we broke all of his legs. But there you go. So we can have that. That is fantastic. We're doing good. Smell not currently working. Oh, hello. Smell not currently working. So we don't actually attract zombies by smelling. Obviously, that is something that will be patched out. Probably ASAP. Now, where was our prefabs? They were over in this kind of direction. There's an Edgar over there. I don't have anything that I could eat particularly readily apart from my chili. I don't think I want that lead for the moment. And I haven't put in a HUD mod yet to be able to sort of see what our food and drink is like, but we're obviously going to have to do that as well. And I will do that. Red's HUD mod is the one I usually use, and that one is usually kept really well up to date as well. It keeps it really well up to date. Oh, look. Oh, good grief. Have we got a farming community or something here? And some slightly odd terrain generation, especially over there. That is definitely some sort of prefab up there. It's possibly a campsite, but we could do with finding somewhere to stay. There's a couple of sheds here. Maybe we should just, set up home in a shed or something. I don't know. We could find quite a few sleepers. At this stage in the game, we've only just come into the game, really. We shouldn't be finding too much. That barn, barns, dogs, perhaps not. I'm not feeling too inclined to go into that barn. But if we can set up in town without any particular risk to ourselves, I'd love that. There's a house over there, looks like the one that has a forge in, but it's a trashed version, I think, which means it's not going to have a forge in. In fact, this whole place... Ooh, army base. Oh, with mines all around it. Oh, back off. Because the zombies will start coming out and they will start blowing stuff up. Not sure we can even pick up those mines any longer. I don't think we can. However, if we can pick these, we cannot pick those. Oh, planted in the road. Nice. These are potatoes. So when they're ripe to pick, I assume they'll ripen. That is going to be pretty amazing, actually, because we're going to be able to gather some crops and be able to start a farm sort of fairly ASAP, which is good. Hello, Edgar. It was only a matter of time, wasn't it, sunshine? There you go. Full in the face with my cruddy bow. And then I missed you completely, didn't I? Yeah, not that time, though. There you go. Okay, 2 water. Superb. Thank you very much. And Buzz's bar, which might be good for a bit of a loot run now to see if we can find some food. So let's do it. Okay, let's also do this. Ooh, there we go. That's better. Right, here we go. Quick. Because there will be sleepers in here. That is very true. For a second, I did forget. But I didn't see any, but that doesn't mean they're not here. So, it's tricky to do this with a torch, because the torch can alert them, of course. There's probably a sleeper behind the counter, because that is where they like to spawn. No? It's also possible that there aren't any sleepers, because we're so new to the game. I can see a zombie's been here. Look at that punch mark on the cabinet. It's possible, but... perhaps not that likely. Well, at least... oh, beer. Lovely. We're likely to find a sleeper, at least. Let's see. Is there any cabinets here we can loot? Just being a little bit quiet for a sec to see if there's any noises. We're still undetected, which is good. Okay. Cooking pot. cooking pot. Awesome. I don't know why I'm whispering. Okay, I think we're safe. Cooking pot. We are going so well here. This is excellent. This is the best start I've ever had, ever. I shouldn't say that. Wrench? Hello. We are doing stunningly here, folks. I cannot believe this. I am not going into that safe. There is no point. I will spend the rest of the day trying to break into it. I want to quit while I'm ahead. I don't want to quit. You know what I mean? I think that pretty much gets us set up. Now all we need is somewhere to call home for a while. And yeah, to begin with, I'd quite like a rooftop if we can do that. It's 6 that... Oh, there. Wolfie. A wolf. Don't want to mess with him, but we might just find... Look at the state of this road. It is so steep. That is nutty. But at least we're going to be able to get a decent view from up there. That is my perspective on things. Oh, and there's probably a zombie behind me as well. Oy, oy, oy. Of course, zombies treat hills like they ain't there. But I like being able to see. Oh, lovely, more water. Fabby, fabby, fab. So, one of these roofs would be good, provided we don't find too many Zeds in the buildings. He turned around pretty nifty, didn't he? Boom! And I think it's worth mentioning that, you probably noticed, but it's running pretty well on my machine at this point. I have a fairly decent rig. And the only little lag spike I noticed was when the zombies started spawning in. And I'm pretty sure that is what was happening at that point. Let's just see. There's no door there. And zombies, I'm assuming, will still aggro on doors. So there's a door. We're going to call this our temporary base. Now, first, we're going to have to kind of stealth it. Again, torch not brilliant for this. Best thing for stealthing. Oh, framey frames. Did I make any? No, I did not. Frames. We need to make 3 of them. So we do that. And when we get them, that is not what I meant. Shiv. We place 2 of them here. Hello. The other 2 are there. There we are. Great. And I will just upgrade 2 of them now. There we go. Alright. And then I just need to go around and make sure this place is zombie free. We do not want to be spending the night in a building that has sleeping Zeds in it. This could go very wrong indeed. Paint! Okay. We'll have the paint. That's fine. Zombies behind the counter. Just picked up a chair. But I'm going to scrap it because the chair is not much use to me, but the wood is. Okay, here we go. So, no Zeds here. This is nice. Let's just keep searching for zombies. This is kind of important. Let's just... Sorry, it's kind of dark, guys. I don't want to put a torch out because they might see it. It's bad enough holding this thing and shining the light in the face is likely to wake the beggars up. It's possible, as I said before, more paint. Nice, lots of paint. It is possible that no zombies are in here at all. I have sort of... Let me just see, that was what I need to hit, right? That is one I need to hit, right, good. I have sort of noticed that before. A toilet. Yeah, this is a thing now. We get... Okay, I may as well have a bottle of murky water. We now get random things in working stiff crates. So that was a random thing. Okay, so we're going to head upstairs. We're going to see if there's anybody waiting for us up here. Okay, not so far. We're heading for the roof, just for uber security at this point. Okay. Okay, so far, so good. Let's loot. Oh, padlock, desk, hooded sweatshirt, 6%. Let's see, how's that? You know what we've got is better, and this is plus 10% insulation, whereas what we've got is plus 2% insulation. So I'm actually going to stick with what I've got, because in my experience you spend more time overheating than, wow, what a lot of paint, than sort of being too cold. So there you go, that has been my experience. Cans, I won't scrap them for the moment. We won't need them, actually. Oh, we will need that. Lovely, we can set up a farm. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, we're going to scrap those because we have no No room in our inventory now. And we're going to, as per, do that, of course. And we're going to hop up here. Boop. Go into sneak mode again. This is the last thing. We want to make sure there's no corpses on the roof. Or things pretending to be corpses when actually... No, there is not. So there we go. It's entirely possible that you won't get sleepers in buildings at all when you start a new game. We're going to place that frame there. Yes, that's what I mean, just as an extra bit of precaution. Fabulous. Okay, and then I've got various things up here that I can sort of possibly trash and what have you. But we've got a decentish space here to call our first base. And we'll spend up to the first horde here probably. We need to upgrade another wood frame. Now, at this point, I don't really need to. But we kind of do need to for our quest. So what we'll do is we'll shove one there. We'll upgrade it. And then we're going to need to make a campfire. So we will make that campfire. We will stick that on top of the wood frame because that is wiser than putting it on the floor. I think I could probably safely do that now. There we go. Super. We'll access our campfire. We'll put coal in there because, as I say, wood is kind of expensive there. Now, cooking pot. And we can instantly make bottled water. There we go. So we're going to do that. We can also make bacon and eggs. So we are going to do that. Super! And some boiled eggs. Marvellous. That has got to be the most successful start ever. But I'm not going to crow too loudly, folks. I am not going to crow too loudly. And we are going to put our bedroll down right about here. There we are. Nice. We've got no kind of shelter or structure up here, but we can very quickly do that, or relatively quickly, and we shall. In the meantime, I might gather this with our wrench. We have a wrench, but it's only level 11. It's a bit cruddy. We're going to have to be careful because we can't repair the thing yet. We haven't learned the recipe. And the one other thing that we really want to do... Oh, look. Wowza. Hello, armor as well. Get in. We're going to make ourselves a chest. We're going to place it and we're going to put all of our loot, which doesn't amount to a whole hill of beans yet, but it will do eventually. Can I destroy this? Hello, that isn't what I meant. No, I can repair it. Oh, that was wasteful. I could destroy the aircon unit, of course, and I will. However, for the moment, let's just wear that armor. Superb. And place our chest kind of... Yeah, let's put it there. There we go. And then I've got lots of stuff to put in there. I need to keep my bandages on me. I'm going to put my empty glass jars in there for the time being because that's nearly a full stack. And if I drink a bottle of water myself... Now, that's a good point, actually. What happened to my bottles of water? They are all here. Let's take them there. And then I'm going to drink a bottle of water. How are we for that? We're 76% now, so that is not too bad. And I'm going to eat that chili. And then that clears that space as well. We're going to scrap this because we don't need it now. We've got ourselves a cooking pot. And then we're going to put everything that we don't need kind of in here for the moment. We don't have a use for that either. Animal fat is good. We need to make torches out of that. So that's fantastic. Now we've got a full stack of those in there as well. Nitrate powder, cloth, lead, paint. Iron fragments we're going to keep there because they stack nicely. Our corn seed we'll put in there for the moment as well. And our lag plate block we'll put there as well because they're still fairly expensive to make even though it's just iron and not steel we need for them now. And I'd rather save it, I think, for when we start our own base than use it in this place here because we haven't got any workstations to worry about right now. Recipes. Tallow. Oh. Now, do we need tallow to make torches now? Animal fat, cloth fragment, wood. Ah, that's why. Cloth fragments, please. We can make 3 torches now. Let's do that. And then I've got 4 torches. We've got an electric torch to carry around with us. So I'm going to put the rest of my animal fat in there. Excuse me. And we're going to place our 4 torches around this place so that we've got some light, of course. Perhaps not quite so in the corner there. We've got 2 of them now. I'll put 1 there. And yeah, 1 in the middle certainly, like that, and then we'll have 1 over there, and then maybe we've got 1 spare. I don't know, it's not that dark around here. And yeah, this is going to be done before dawn, so that's fantastic, and hopefully we're not going to attract too much zombie attention in the form of screamers or anything. I haven't actually seen a screamer since Alpha 16, and even in the beta, so there we go. It's just about, we've got some, oh lovely, look at that, and a short-eyed pipe as well, so that was well worth doing. Fabulous. I haven't seen the screamer in Alpha 16. That doesn't mean we won't. We probably will, but for now, I don't think they're too high risk. Though they will be attracted by the torches as well. So we don't want to place too many of them around here. So I think we'll just stick with 3 if we can get away with it. And there it is. It is night time, and what a fantastic first day, guys. We've found ourselves a maple biome. Okay, we're not in it now, but we're in a plains biome, which is nearly as good. We've got to watch out for the wolves, but, you know, there's an army base there. I don't think we can pick up the mines. They just go boom and take us with them, so that would be a very dangerous place to raid. We can set up a farm relatively easy. I think we've got 2 bits of corn already. We've got houses and what have you to loot here. I don't think it's a big place, but we're going to get what we need. We've already got a cooking pot. We've already managed to hunt some animals. Oh, turn that off. Nice, there we go. We're in the right biome to collect coal for our cooking pot, and we have got a place to call ourselves base. We can't afford to be too smug, but at the same time, we are doing really, really well for day 1, and that is a great thing. So I'm going to organise my stuff in here so that it's in some sort of logical order, the way that I'm used to doing it, and I'm going to put my torch in there as well. That's kind of a spare torch. I don't think we need any more at the moment. It's looking light enough up here for me. It's not that big a space. We'll, of course, fortify this place out as well. As I say, we'll stay here for the first horde, and then after that, we'll see about starting to construct our own base. In the meantime, we're going to be gathering the ingredients for that, the resources for that. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Next episode, which will air, as I say, next week, Monday. I will do Monday, we'll do Thursday, we'll do Sunday, and in the next episode we will hopefully have a hood mod in place, so we'll be able to see what's going on better, and we will start fortifying our base and grinding for the resources we need to create cobblestone to make flagstone, because that's what we're going to use for reinforcing now and for upgrading and the rest of it. And we'll be taking out the stairs and doing the usual necessary thing to stop us from getting raided, either before horde night or by a random horde or by, you know, the horde itself. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, you know what to do. Hit that like button and let me know. Also feel free to leave your hints, tips, comments, share your experience of Alpha 16 so far. And until the next episode, keep gaming, keep surviving, and stay happy. Bye bye for now.